Hello everyone, this is Amarpreet Singh from Amar's Tech Thirds, and today we are going to discuss about a couple of different DAX functions. In fact, a couple of very important DAX functions. They are calculate and filter. So let's just see what data we have, which we pulled in our earlier videos. So this is the dataset which we had already imported in our last videos, and you can see we have various cities, their products, the quantities of those products sold, along with address and date. So let's just go to our Power BI desktop, and we already have the imported fields on the right, and we'll just try to create a simple table report and check how these functions work. But before we go there, let's just see the definitions of those two functions. So first, this is the filter function. It's very important to understand that filter function works in context of a table. So it tries to filter a table based on any expression. So it returns a table that represents a subset of another table or expression. So you can read the definition here, and you can see the syntax is very simple. It just applies the filter, and you need to provide a table name, and you need to provide a filter expression. Okay, and the second one which we're going to discuss is the calculate function. So this is a very important function, as this is used to calculate most of the measures. And you can see the expression. It says evaluates an expression in a context that is modified by the specified filters. And you can see the syntax is calculate. You need to give an expression first, then you need to go and provide filters. You can provide more than one filters, but one is compulsory. And there are some restrictions in this. The first one is that the expression cannot reference a measure. It cannot reference a measure. And second one is the expression cannot use a nested calculate column. So you cannot use nested calculate columns within. And the third thing is the expression cannot use any function that scans a table or returns a table. So the expression has to return a scalar value. That's important. Okay, so let's just go and see these functions. So right now this is a new sheet, new page which I've created in our Power BI report. I'll just add the city and the total quantity. And I'll change it to a table. The size is a little small. I'll just adjust the size first. I can go to this option of format. I can go to grid, and under grid we have the text size, so I'll just change it to 20. Yeah, so now it's clear. Let's make it even 24. Okay, so you can see we have the 3 cities as per our data and the total quantity of products sold. Now the thing is, let's first apply the calculate function. Let's apply calculate and see how we can calculate total quantity specific to any particular city or maybe total. So let's just create a new measure, and I'll name it so total quantity calculate. So the syntax is calculate, and I can provide the expression. So expression I'm providing is sum of quantity, so sum of sales quantity, and there is an option to apply the filter. So let's just ignore the filters for the first time. Let's just finish this bracket. So we can even use calculate function without filters. So let's see what happens with that. And our measure is created. Let me just add the new measure created here. Just a second. Yeah. So you can see right now what has happened is it's giving the same value as quantity. This is because we haven't applied any filters or any expressions within that calculate function. So right now it's just taking the sum and it's giving the same quantity as the quantity field. So let's modify this measure and add some filters here. So after the expression, I'm just going to add some filters. So let me filter it based on city. So I'll just put it sales city equal to Montreal and apply it. Now you can see the data has changed and we are getting this value of 23 in all the 3 rows. So what is happening here? It's calculating the quantity sum of Montreal and the same value is being displayed in all the rows. So what's happening here is when the calculate function works, it overlaps any existing filters with the filters which have been expressed in the function. So as in the function, this filter is only on the Montreal city. So that's what the calculation will be based on. So the total sum of sales will get based on Montreal and it will be applied in all the rows. It won't ignore any of the rows even though the city is not Montreal. So it will give the total sum of quantity and it will apply to all the rows. It will overwrite any existing filters. We also have an option, we can provide maybe any logical operator here in case we want a couple of cities. So we can just put an OR and add sales city equal to Toronto. So in this case, we'll get the sum of quantity for both the cities, that's Montreal and Toronto. Let's see. So you can see now we are getting the sum as 49 in all the rows. So this 49 is sum of 23 plus 26, which is Montreal and Toronto. So this is how the calculate function works. We can use it for even more complex calculations based on our required expressions and filters, and we can use it multiple ways. Let's do another thing. Let's just try to add filter function within this calculate function. So the filter function is something very important which is used to filter the table set. So let's just create another measure. And we'll name it total quantity filter. So first let's write the calculate expression, and I want the sum of quantity, sum of sales quantity. So as per the syntax, when we reach the filter section, we can use the filter function. So let's use the filter function here. So we have this option. So under filter function, we need to provide the table name. So the table name is sales. And the expression which we want to filter this table is based on, let's say, city, sales city. Is equal to Montreal. And let's just save this. So you can see the function very clearly. It's going to calculate sum of sales quantity based on only on those rows which have been filtered based on city Montreal in the sales table. So let's just enter it. Okay. And one more thing let's do is let's just change back our existing total quantity calculate value to Montreal itself. So we'll just remove this extra filter which we added for Toronto, like the OR condition, and let's just keep it to Montreal. So the value we can see is only 23. Okay. So let's add the new measure which we have created with the filter function. So here it is. So now you can see that we are getting the sum of sales, but it's displaying only for the one row, that's Montreal. So what exactly is happening? So in this case, the filter function which is applied is able to filter the data based on Montreal city and able to provide us a sum only for those rows. So what exactly is happening in the background is the city is getting filtered based on Montreal. So this is the total data set which the filter function is getting in. And finally, the sum function which is being applied under calculate is just doing the total for this, that is 23. So it's just displaying 23, and it will display only for the row which is having city as Montreal, because as per filter function, the Toronto and Vancouver rows don't exist. So as per the filter function, only the Montreal rows exist. That's why the sum it's displaying is only for Montreal, 23. So it's very simple. So when to use filter and when not to use filter within a calculate, you can understand in case you want the calculated value in all the rows, and that filter which you're providing to overwrite any existing filters, then you should go with total calculate quantity. That's like normal calculate function with the normal filters as per definition. But in case you want any filtered data set on which you need to get the sum, then you need to go with the filter function within the calculate function. So hope you understand what I have explained, and this is how the total calculate and filter functions work. Other than that, there are various other ways, various other functions in which we can use filter function according to our needs. Thank you for understanding, and please subscribe to our channel. Thank you.